88 Films continues their dedication to busting up crime and busting up previously released box sets by their individual disc release now of In the Line of Duty 3 from 1988. This is a Hong Kong action film starring Cynthia Khan, Sandra Ng, Dick Wei, Eric Sang, Richard Stanley Sui Fan Fung. Sorry about that, Stanley. And some of those people are only barely in this, but those are the names that I recognize most in this cast. And directed by Arthur Wong and Brandy Yuen. And this is, don't worry if you have not seen the other In the Line of Duty films, because up to this point in the series, they're all unrelated. They're just all police action movies with a female lead. And boy, was this fun. This is a period of Hong Kong cinema that I love. This is the era that I think the best action movies maybe ever were being made, and they were being made in Hong Kong from like the late-ish 80s to the mid-90s. And boy howdy, somehow the In the Line of Duty series eluded me, and all the time when I was buying bootlegs of Hong Kong action movies and buying DVDs in Boston's Chinatown of Hong Kong action movies, somehow I never saw these. So getting these now from 88 is very exciting. As I said before, they were all released in a box set, but if you couldn't afford the box set, if that box set's out of print, if you want to try and test these individual titles out, whatever, they're putting them out individually now. And we'll go through the specs and go through the stories, and I'll tell you about the specs and the story, not tell you the whole story, and I'll tell you about the extras on here. So audio is Cantonese mono with English subtitles, or English 2.0 mono. A lot of us initially saw these in their English dubs, and these are the vintage English dubs, so it's that same group of like 5 people who dubbed every Hong Kong movie for a decade or more. If you find those cozy with those familiar voices, the English dub is there, or if you just don't want to read subtitles. On-screen title is, the on-screen translation of the Chinese title is Royal Big Sister 3, Male and Female Thieves, / In the Line of Duty 3. Hard to put that in a marquee. And it's produced by Dixon Poon, which is just one of my favorite names in the world. So this basic story here is that a male and female, titular male and female thief, robbed this big ornate fashion show that features a lot of jewels. It's very basically like a jewelry show, but with runaway models. And in very guns blazing, machine gunning, tons of people, uber violent, yet very sleek and classy and well organized acrobatic ways, they rob this big jewelry, make a major jewelry heist essentially in front of people. And the whole idea is that they're doing all this. They want to fence these jewels in Hong Kong to raise money for the Japanese Red Army. So they're international terrorist bad guys. And the deal with our heroes, it's a female Chinese cop portrayed by Cynthia Khan, and it is a male Japanese cop that you see at the beginning. His partner gets killed. He comes in on it, and it's those two cops working together to try to stop this deal going down and find this male and female thief who are very vicious throughout the film. This is a ton of fun. It's amazing action. It's amazing martial arts. It's more comedy than I expected, and it's interesting to see some of the Inspector Wears Skirts cast in this. Like Sandra Ng plays another one of the cops on this squad, and I'm like, is she supposed to be the same character? Is this some kind of weird crossover where like God of Gamblers was made, and then the spoof of God of Gamblers was made with Stephen Chow, and then eventually the next God of Gamblers movie was a Stephen Chow? Was it this weird cross-pollination? It wasn't. It just happened to be the limited number of actors, and they wanted to put high-profile stars in it. Anyway, very fun movie. Super good. It's one of these weird things where you could call it a martial arts movie. They talked about it in the extras on this and the sequel, where the genre of Hong Kong action kind of melded from strict martial arts movies, where it was the period piece, Shaw Brothers kind of stuff everybody thinks of, to the modern day, and you start bringing guns into it. They refer to it as gun fu. So it's not just kicks and chops and things like that in these movies. It's a mixture of that and crazy action. People jumping onto moving vehicles, jumping out of moving vehicles, doing incredibly dangerous things, all real, all practical, not a lot in the way of wire work, no CGI or any of that junk back then. It was people risking their lives to make a movie exciting, and boy, did it work. I don't think any movies have been as exciting or as fun and thrilling and impressive in the action department as that period of Hong Kong movie that we're talking about here. So, great film, super fun. You could pick up this out of the blue and not feel like you're missing anything because this is not connected to any of the other movies. Cynthia Khan would reprise the role of this cop character in the next In the Line of Duty, the final, I believe, In the Line of Duty 4, which I'll talk about separately. But this is just a fun action movie. Excellent transfer, looks gorgeous. And again, I'm always impressed with these transfers that 88 and Arrow and Eureka are doing, because I had always heard through the grapevine that the original materials were not kept, were not taken care of in Hong Kong, and we would never see them looking any better than the really not very good looking DVDs that looked like old movies when they first came out. These look beautiful. They look gorgeous. So bravo to whoever is maintaining this stuff and doing these restorations. Special features, we have an audio commentary by Frank Zheng and Michael Worth, who I feel like are friends now because I'm working my way through so many discs that, first of all, Frank Zheng is on just about every commentary for a Hong Kong release of the last couple of years. And Michael Worth is also doing a lot. They worked together on the Enter the Clones of Bruce documentary, which is amazing about Bruceploitation movies. And they worked together on the Severan's Bruceploitation box set. And they're just everywhere. And they're two guys who are friends. They really know their stuff. Worth is a martial artist himself and has trained and worked with a lot of these people. So highly informative, good sense of humor about the stuff, but you learn a lot. And as I say, you feel like you're kind of hanging out with friends listening to these, which is the best. You get an interview with John Sham by Frederick Ambrose. That's 26 minutes. He was a classic 80s, 90s Hong Kong comedic actor who was in the first of the series, Yes, Madam. The first of the In the Line of Duty series was Yes, Madam, and then it was Royal Warriors, and then suddenly it was In the Line of Duty 3, and you're like, where were the first two In the Line of Duty? And he also helped form, John Sham also helped form D&B Films, which produced this series of films. So most of the interview is him in English talking about creating D&B Films, creating these movies, working with people, discovering Michelle Yeoh, bringing Michelle Yeoh into cinema, and it's fascinating. I thought at first I saw the name, I'm like, I don't know who this guy is, and he pops up, and I'm like, he's not even in this movie. And then it goes into the interview a little bit more. I'm like, I see. He was in the first one, and he's responsible for these movies, and it was a great chat. Seems like a really cool guy. Then you have the Hong Kong trailer that's 3 minutes. You get the English trailer, 1, which is 3 minutes, very scratched, voiceover by a very recognizable, I think he was the guy who did up Jackie Chan in like the Police Story movies. He was a very recognizable British, I believe, voice dubber for Hong Kong movies. So that's kind of entertaining. You get the English trailer 2, which is sort of a subtle variation, in better shape than that. That's 3 minutes. And you get the English opening and closing credits that are 2 minutes. So you see how that was handled with the English titles and music and all that. So I showed you the cover already. So the cover is very cool, and that's not going to be in focus. And it has a reversible cover, which we will try to see if we can get in focus. And that's pretty cool because it shows you the original poster art. And I love that they give you the option with that. So on Blu-ray from 88 Films, this is an excellent film, excellent release, excellent transfer, top marks all the way. In the Line of Duty 3.